welcome back to my channel. Or should I say 皆さんこんにちは Tracy です。今日の video, this is actually an English video, so I don't know why I'm starting this in Japanese, but today's video is a 6-month honest review of ISI Language College here in Tokyo. So it's officially been 6 months. Can you actually believe it? So yeah, I've been going to ISI for 6 months. I am about to enter the N3 class. Boy. This is actually a really good review. I don't know why I'm gearing it up to be something more than it's not. It's not. So this is just my honest thoughts on my 6 month at ISI. Let's go back to the beginning. I do have a video on my channel, which I'll link up here somewhere, of my first 2 days at ISI, and it's quite positive, and it's still positive now. We'll start with the simple things. So I started in the N5 class. I am a short-term student. I do not have a student visa. I am here with my husband, so I have a dependent visa. So I started as a short-term student. ISI has different tiers, so you can come in on a student visa. The rules are starting to change for student visas, so I would look that up to see how exactly to get into Japan with a student visa. But you can come to ISI on a student visa. You can come as a short-term student. So if you're on vacation, some countries with Japan, you can come to Japan for 3 months and tour around and travel around. And you can go to ISI for a minimum of 2 weeks. It has to be 2 weeks. And then you can stop. So I'm a 3-month short-term student, so term by term. I follow the long-term curriculum as well, so I'm learning the same thing as the long-term students. So I'm in the general academic course. I'm not in the business school, so ISI does have a business school. I'm just in the general long-term course. So a little bit about ISI. ISI has multiple campuses in Tokyo. There's one in Ikebukuro, Takadanobaba, Shinjuku, Harajuku, and the newest one that they just opened, I believe, Shinjuku Prime. But they also have other locations in Osaka. They have locations in Kyoto, and they have one in Nagano, I believe. This video is not sponsored by ISI, but if ISI wants to sponsor me, hit me up. You know where I am. I go to your school. All the love. So yeah, they have multiple campuses. So you can choose which one you want to go to as you're making your application, and also whichever one has space. So let's keep that in mind. The tuition when you first start is, I think, plus 200,000 yen. So I think that's $1,300 US or above, because you pay for your admission fee, all of that. I don't know how much it is if you come in on a student visa. I think there are more charges because they help you with the visa processing fees. But once you restart, sign up for another semester, the fee goes down a bit because they don't have to submit you for another processing fee. So my tuition has gotten less and less as I go further on. ISI has great career support as well as part-time support. So if you're here on a student visa, you can work 28 hours part-time, and they kind of guide you in a really good way so you can find part-time jobs. So I really like that. They don't take you there, but they're like, hey, check out this site or go to this location. I'm actually making another video on part-time jobs in Japan because I'm currently looking for a part-time job. This is very exciting. So I'm currently looking for a part-time job. That's a later video. But ISI does have some bulletins and sources that they can help you say, hey, go to this website to go look for a job, etc., etc. The facilities. So I go to ISI Ikebukuro campus. That is my favorite campus. I have nothing to say about the other ones. I don't know anything about the other ones. I've heard some okay things about ISI Shinjuku, not about the teachers. The teachers are fantastic, but just about the learning environment, the other students that are there. Everybody wants to go to Shinjuku. Everybody wants to be near Shibuya. I want to be in the land of the anime. So mine is in Ikebukuro. It's very nice. I've also heard wonderful things about the Takadanobaba campus. One of my senseis from my first semester came from the Takadanobaba campus. So who knows? Maybe when I come back from my break, I will apply for the Takadanobaba campus. Wakaranai. So yeah, so that's just a little bit about ISI. In ISI, There's a library. Each ISI campus has a library where you can sit and study. There is vending machines, judo hanbaikis, everywhere within ISI, so that's really fun. There is staff support that speak English, and so far the facilities are clean, up to date. We use I've used a whiteboard in my first semester, and I've used the TV board in this semester that I just finished, the N4 semester. I have no complaints. The teachers are fantastic. They're bubbly, they're lively. Obviously, you might have some teachers where you don't get along with their teaching style, but I think that's a personal thing. Like, to each is its own, really. I had one teacher that I just didn't really like her teaching style, but she taught the material in a fantastic way. So I can't really, can you complain if they teach you what you need to learn? Like, what can you actually say? Do you know what I'm saying? I had different teachers. In my first semester, I had 3 different teachers. I had a homeroom teacher, and I had 2 other teachers that would come in and teach us. And this semester, I had 5 different teachers. So I had a different teacher every single day. I'm assuming they all follow like a curriculum, but I had my homeroom teacher this semester and 5 other wonderful ladies who taught us and took their time to teach us Japanese. So that's just a little bit about ISI. My thoughts. I have learned so much Japanese. Like, my God. I feel from when I started at N5, literally knowing nothing. I came in barely knowing hiragana, katakana. I still don't know katakana. So I came in knowing absolutely nothing. And I feel that after I just finished my N4 class, my Japanese has grown leaps and bounds. I am still an elementary learner, so I speak as an elementary learner. However, I speak. Can you take a moment to, I speak, which is crazy. Like, 18-year-old me would look back, me sitting in my bed watching Bleach, just thinking, hey, I want to speak Japanese. Crazy. I've gone leaps and bounds, and I am nothing but grateful for how they've taught me here at ISI. I do think it's very JLPT focused. I don't know if I'll go back for N2 classes, but right now I'm going to take my way through and finish the N3 courses. I think speaking for me is very important. While I do want the credentials and the certificate, you can just study for the JLPT and pass the JLPT and not know how to speak. I want to speak Japanese, and that's really important to me. I want to speak natural Japanese, casual Japanese. I'm having such a hard time with casual. I feel so weird dropping mas and des, but whatever. But my Japanese has gone from here to here since being at ISI, and that is crazy. It's crazy. Let's talk a little bit about the workload. So ISI is one of those campuses. It's intense. It is intense. So we have homework every single night. You have to study at least 2 hours. My opinion, you have to study at least 2 hours to not fall behind. So if this is a school that you want to come to and just kind of like mess around, I don't think that's the case. Personally, I feel like if you want to get the most out of it, you should be studying 2 hours. So the way I did it is right after class, I would do my homework and study the material, maybe do some renshu or some practice for the next lesson. So I would spend 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half studying on material, but I did not study in the morning. I kept my morning times for myself. I went to Pilates. I did things that were true to me. So you can kind of choose what you want to do. I think studying in the morning, you don't have enough time. So it just depends. The N5 to the N3 classes, I believe, are all in the afternoon. So from 1 to 4 p.m. And it is, I like the 1 to 4 p.m. schedule, but I have some friends who would like to go start doing the AM schedule. So I don't know when that starts. I thought it'd start because the N3 class is split into 2. So you have like N3 part 1. I'm about to enter N3 part 1. And a friend of mine is in N3 part 2, and she's still in the afternoon. So I'm not sure, guys. I don't know if they'll change that in the future. I'm not too sure. Let me show you the books that we use for N4 and N5. We are getting new textbooks for N3. We use for N5 was the Mina no Nihongo 1. So this is just the grammar book. I didn't bring out the textbook. They provide you this book. They give you the textbook, not the workbook, sorry. I have the workbook. They give you the textbook, the grammar book in your language in which you study. They have Chinese, Russian, French. I'm pretty sure they have German, etc., etc. So we use this for N5 class, and we finish all of it. We go in the 3 months that you are there, and that's how fast-paced and intense it is. In the 3 months that you are there, you will finish this whole book, this whole thing. On top of finishing this whole book, you will have mini quizzes in both kanji and mini grammar quizzes, and then you'll have a final exam week. Final exam week is fun, isn't it? It's not really, but it's fun. But you'll have a writing test, reading test, listening test, speaking test. That is your final week of final examination. All of this information could be found on their website, so I'll also link their website below. But, so we have a lot of tests and a lot of homework. This Minano no Nihongo book, hey, this is a book, innit? And then for the N4 class, we are continuing with Minano no Nihongo in the Minano no Nihongo 2 book. We finished all of it, which I'm quite surprised. I think we just didn't finish chapter 50, but to them, we finished all of it, which means for the N3 class, I'm getting a completely new book. I have no idea what it is. Follows the same format. You have mini quizzes for the chapters. They determine how many chapters you do before you do your mini quiz. We have kanji quizzes, and let me show you the kanji book that they use as well. But we have kanji quizzes, and we have, again, our final examination. Reading test, listening test, speaking test, writing test. So that was fun. Usually when we do the final week, it's a lot. Let me show you the kanji book. So the kanji book that they use is a book that they have created themselves. It is called Hop Step Jump. This is level 1 Hop Step Jump. So this is what you get together on a Nihongo book. So these two and a few other resources and material. I liked this book. It was quite easy to follow along and do the kanji and study. Will I say that the kanji is embedded in my head? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. However, I think this is a good start. You know, you're forever learning Japanese. And in the N4 section, we continue with Hop Step Jump Volume 2. Again, this is ISI's own particular book, so this you can't find online. This is supplementary material that you get when you pay for it. It's in your tuition. It's baked in. Everything is baked inside. So these are the books that we've used so far within my time at ISI, and yeah, it's been great. I don't have any complaints to say. There's a lot of homework. There's a lot of tests, but I kind of like that. I like having the holding myself accountable to doing that type of stuff. So the 2 hours outside of class that you study, keep in mind that you need to practice Japanese. Like, you have 4 hours in the class where you're listening to Japanese, speaking Japanese, but obviously this is at an academic level. Well, this is at, like, they're prepping you for JLPT. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to learn more casual Japanese, which the Minano no Nihongo book does teach you casual Japanese, but if you want to learn how to speak with your friends, you need to make the time. But yeah, you kind of have to do the legwork and do extra to make sure that you are speaking and doing a lot more. But in my 6-month time, I have made amazing friends. I have met some fantastic people. We've gone on day trips. I have all those videos on my channel, but I've been to Mount Fuji, I've been to Hakone, I've been to so many random places because I've met some wonderful people there. I've met some people that I only speak Japanese to because they don't speak English, and I've met people who, you know, we talk in our native tongue. And that's a lot of fun. I think it's nice to kind of give your brain a break and switch between. But during class time, Japanese only. Nihongo dake. To omoimasu. I think that you should only be speaking Japanese during that time. I have been, you know, brave enough to start a Japanese channel to try to, you know, strengthen my Japanese and speak in Japanese. So I feel like coming to a language school, it doesn't have to be ISI, opens you up to just this other world. I feel like having the ability and the privilege to study abroad is exciting, and it's fantastic. So these are just my 6-month thoughts on being at ISI. If you have any questions for me, drop them down below, and maybe I'll do another like Q&A or something. Nobody asked for this video, but I was just really excited to share. I feel like I'm about to enter a whole new chapter. I feel like I'm leaving elementary Japanese and moving on to intermediate Japanese, which, again, I am so proud of myself. I studied my ass off. I study so hard, but I also play. I play hard, and I think that's the most important thing. You work hard, you play hard, and that's super exciting. I will catch you later. 今日のビデオは終わりです。If you have any questions, drop them down below. And also, once again, thank you so much for clicking on this channel, and thank you so much for coming back. I am very active on TikTok and Instagram, so if you want to follow my adventures, definitely drop a follow there. But bye guys!